All right, so I finally saw Unsane. It did not come to my theater here in town, and it was too far away to drive to. So I've been waiting to watch this one for a while. This is the return of Steven Soderbergh after a while. Yes, he did Lucky Logan, but he had kind of been done with film, and he came back to direct this. And this is labeled a horror thriller on IMDb, and I'm not exactly sure the horror label fits here, but I've been in so many debates over the years of what is horror and what isn't. I think it's a pretty vast genre, so I'm not going to argue against it being horror. I definitely think there's horror elements to it, but I would not label it a horror first. It would be more of a thriller, then a drama, then horror. There's horror in it, but it's minuscule but there's more thriller kind of aspects to it, in my opinion. Now, this movie stars Claire Foy, who is going to be the new Lisbeth Salander in The Girl in the Spider's Web, which I'm really looking forward to. And this is interesting because I think her performance in this is phenomenal. And I think that what may happen, or what has already happened, I'm a little late to the party on this, is that I think that people will mistake their gripes with her character decisions, or maybe their patience with her, being an annoying character or something, and they'll mistake that as like bad acting or something that they didn't prefer or whatever, and they won't give it the credit that it deserves. Like, in my mind, make no mistake, this is an excellent performance. Even if you don't like her character, if you found her to be off-putting, this is a fantastic performance. So, I mean, this is opinion, of course. I'm trying to state it like fact, but it's almost irrefutable in my opinion. We also get Joshua Leonard here. Yes, that Josh. Josh! Where are you, Josh? Tell me where you are. Fucking Josh. I used to yell that all the time when I first saw the Blair Witch Project. But yeah, Josh from the Blair Witch Project, who has had the most successful career of all three of them, between Mike and Heather and all them. He mostly got stuck in like the lower budget horror flicks. But it was cool to get to see him here in a much bigger role. And I thought he was really good as this creepy orderly. The tagline of this movie is she or isn't she? And the film is called Unsane, as you know. So I feel like just that alone, the title and the tagline, let's leave the trailer out of this altogether because the trailer goes into this direction too. But let's just say you rented this blind off the cover alone. I feel like that is going to make you wonder. And these kinds of films kind of always leave it in that gray area where it's like, is she crazy or is she not crazy? And I really thought this movie would play more on that, but honestly, as I was watching it, it felt pretty self-explanatory. It felt pretty straightforward. I never felt like there was twists and turns that I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, like, and I didn't feel like there was any like ambiguous nature to like the twists or the events. It just felt like this. And I'm not going to say what it is in case like maybe that's not how it works for you, or maybe you don't want to know yet, but I just felt like it was pretty like, no, it's this way. Like, it wasn't like, is she or isn't she? It's just like, like, so as I said, I don't want to give anything away, but I didn't see it. The other big thing in this film is this movie was filmed with an iPhone 7 Plus. And I think most Steven Soderbergh movies, I almost called him Spielberg, have that kind of, I don't know, guerrilla filmmaking feel to them, where it's almost independent but bigger budget, if that makes any sense. He always has that feel to him, like with Traffic or Aaron Brockovich or any of those movies. Like, it never feels like, I don't know, big budget theatrical. Like, it feels more intimate, more smaller, no matter how big his budget's got. So seeing that, I don't know, like the iPhone, I guess, added to that. because it almost feels documentary style in a way. So he said it's like the future of filmmaking, I guess, in an interview. I mean, in some way, sure. I don't think he means like blockbusters or anything, because that ain't going to be the truth. But if he's meaning like smaller films, absolutely. I definitely think that's going to be the case here, because we're in a place right now where we basically just have the smaller budget movies and we have the tentpole movies. Like the mid-range film just doesn't exist anymore. And cutting costs more and more so that you can generate more profit, I definitely think that's an avenue that they're going to explore. So if an iPhone can pull off good, and this is an iPhone 7 Plus in this movie, and we're already on the X, and who knows what's going to be in a year or two from now. So the cameras will keep getting better and better, and the lenses and all that will as well. So I do think he is like right as far as the smaller budget market, but bigger budget, yeah, no. They're going to stick with their cameras. They're going to get more and more advanced as time goes on. We also get Juno Temple in here, which I was shocked to see Juno Temple with her clothes on the entire film. I don't think I've ever seen a Juno Temple film outside of Dark Knight Rises, right? She's a little Catwoman's a little lackey there. Outside of that, because that's like PG-13, I don't think I've ever seen a movie where she isn't like fully nude. She's just known for her nudity. And she's really good in this. She's not utilized a lot. We also get Jay Farrow in here, the dude who does all the impressions from SNL. One of the funniest impressions I ever saw was him doing Denzel Washington, and he was like he was a dude who was like, the girl's trying to return her items to like a Macy's or some kind of department store, and he came out, he was like doing a role. He was playing Denzel Washington. If you haven't seen that skit, I looked for it on YouTube. I couldn't find it. But God, that thing killed me, because I didn't ever notice all of Denzel's mannerisms as much as when he did them. And I was like, he does do that in every movie. He does do that in every movie. He does do that in every... So it's funny to see him here in more of a serious role. He has comedic elements to his character, but it's mostly dramatic. So it was cool to see that. The only thing, I mean, overall, I definitely enjoyed the film. It's a hard recommendation because I think that the characters and certain elements in the film will piss people off, or they'll find it too convoluted or convenient or stupid, or the character decisions, all that kind of stuff. So this isn't going to be a film for everyone, so this is a hard recommendation. One of the only issues I had with this, and it just felt, as I said, convenient for the film, just so that it would, you know, not be, the character wouldn't be acknowledged, is like, you know, those scenes in the movies where the person like has the evidence or the proof or whatever, and they're like, look, and no one will pay attention to her, but she keeps lashing out irrationally. I guess the question still remains in the film, but I don't know. It's just, I'm trying not to give anything away, so it's hard. But anyway, that got everything. I like that her character isn't all good. It's not like we get this uber sympathetic character. There's moments in this movie where I'm like, whoa, this chick's a fucking bitch. This chick's a psycho. This chick, you know. So overall, as I said, it's a hard rec. It's really a hard recommendation. But I personally really liked it. I didn't love it. There were things that I had issues with. I wish it would have remained a little bit more of a mystery and had more, you know, as I said, ambiguous ending or whatever. Just be like, ooh, is she not? I don't know. But I loved the ending. I loved how a lot of things played out. So I'm in it. So anyways, who's seen this movie? I don't see a ton of people talking about it. I know Lee over at Drum Dums really enjoyed this, if I remember correctly. I think he loved it. So I totally get it. We usually agree on horror movies, and for all intents and purposes, this is a horror movie. So, all right, guys.